So these are the logical operators. Okay. Now, so let us see practical example. How can we use this logical operators? Now, go to Eclipse and so logical operators, only 3 operators, AND, OR, NOT. And logical operators always returns either true or false. And it works between two Boolean values. Now I'm taking simple example. I will define 2 variables which are Boolean type of variables. Let me take Boolean X. I'll make it as a true. Boolean Y. I'll make it as a false. Boolean X equal to true, Y equal to false. Because logical operators works between 2 Boolean variables. X is a Boolean variable. The value of X is true. The value of Y is false. Now, you tell me the output for this. System.out.println. I can say X and Y. Now, what is an output of this statement? X and Y. AND operator I am using. True or false? Obviously, it is false. Why it is false? Because AND operator will return true only if both are true. But here, only X is true, Y is false. So it will return false. Now, instead of AND, I am trying to use OR operator. OR. Now, what is the return type? OR means a double pipe. You can see pipe symbol on your keyboard. You have to type 2 times. And what is output of this statement? True or false? This is true. Why? Because X, R. R means either at least one should be true, either X or Y. Even one it is true, that is final result is true. So in this, X value is true. So the result is true. Now, you can say not X. What is an output of not X? And what is an output of not Y? Not X and not Y. X value is a true. So not X value should be obviously false. And Y value is a false. So not Y value is obviously true. Right? So this is how we can simply use logical operators between 2 Boolean variables. Now we can see here the last 4 values. False, true, false, true. Okay. Now I'm going to show you some more examples on Boolean data types. Now just observe. You guys can tell me the output. Here I'm creating one Boolean variable. Let's say Boolean B1 equal to 10 greater than 20. Is the statement correct or not? Can we write statement like this? Boolean B1 equal to 10 greater than 20. Valid or not? This statement is valid or not? Please respond. Is this statement valid or not? Boolean B1 equal to 10 greater than 20. Is the statement valid or not? Yes, it is valid statement. Why? Because 10 greater than 20 will return true or false because we are using relational operator. So greater than will compare the 2 values and return the Boolean value. So 10 greater than 20 will return true or false. That I am going to store in another Boolean variable. So this expression is valid. Okay. Now here I am just trying to print D1. So what is an output you will get here? True or false? False, right? Because 10 is not greater than 20. So 10 greater than 20 is false. So B1 value obviously false. Now I am taking one more variable, Boolean B2, and here I say 20 greater than 10. 20 greater than 10. Now after that I am trying to print B2. Now what is an output of this, true or false? This is true because 20 greater than 10, which is true and will be stored in B2. Now I can say B2. This is returning true. Okay. Now you tell me this output. System.out.println. B1 and B2 are Boolean variables or not? Yes, they are Boolean variables, right? B1 is a Boolean variable, B2 is also Boolean variable. Now, can I use logical operators between this B1 and B2? Yes, we can use. Now I can say B1 and B2. What is an output of this? What is B1? B1 contains what? a Boolean value, false it is returning, right? And what is B2 contains? B2 is also a Boolean variable, which is having true. So B1 is false, B2 is a true. Now what is the output of this AND operator will return? False. Because only one value is true, the second one is false. So obviously it returned false. And now if I say B1 or B2, then it will return true because we are using OR operator. So OR operator will return true if at least one value is true. So B1, B2, in B1 and B2, B2 is true. So obviously it will return true. So we can also use these logical operators between two Boolean values, and these Boolean values, variables can get the output from different type of expressions. Okay. Now I'm going to write one simple expression. First of all, let's find this. So the last two, false and true we are expecting. So this is false and true. Okay. Now you guys can tell me whether this is valid or not. So in the first expression, I can say 10 less than 20. And in the second expression, I'll say 20 greater than 10. Now tell me what is an output of, first of all tell me it is valid or not. The statement is valid or not. Can we write the statement like this? So can we write the statement like this first of all? I haven't used any variables in this. I haven't used any Boolean variables. I've directly written the expression. If I look at this particular expression will return true or false. 10 less than 20, true. And this will return true or false. 20 greater than 10, true. So this is true and this is also true. So I'm using AND operator between two Boolean values. So this is true, this is also true. True and true means the output is obviously true. So you can write expressions in different ways by using relational and logical operators. So this is a combination of relational and logical operators. Okay, so we can also combine relational and logical operators according to our requirement. So now you understood relational operators and logical operators, how to use relational operators and how to use logical operators. The major difference is relational or comparison operators we can use with any data types, but logical operators we can use only with the Boolean data types. Okay. Now, so let us move on to the next one. Increment and decrement operators. So these are most important Java specific operators. So before going to them, so are you guys clear so far? These three operators, arithmetic, relational and logical operators. Everyone please confirm in the chat window. Arithmetic, relational, logical operators. Okay. So now let us move on to the next one. So these three are special type of operators. So mostly everybody is aware of these operators, but these are little different type of operators. Yes, you can also use relational operators with a string data type. Yes, you can use. So that though in that case, these operators will compare the alphabets. So every alphabet is having some ASCII value internally. So for example, if I take A, the ASCII value of A is 76 or 77. So like this, for every character in your keyboard, there is a ASCII character internally, it will maintain. So when you compare, when I use these operators, relational operators between the strings, basically it will internally compare the ASCII characters. And accordingly it will return true or false. Okay. Fine. So now let us try to understand another type of operators. So anyway I'm going to share this one, right? So all the class demos. So I think I no need to copy these programs in a notepad. I think because I'm directly sharing these files. Yesterday also I have already shared these files. I think you guys have noticed this. So I think this is not needed. Copy the entire program in a notepad is unnecessary. Increase the content. Not needed. Okay? Because these programs anyway, I'm sharing them so differently. And as a different files you will get. Open the files and you can see them. Right, so now let us move on to the next one. Increment and decrement operators. Most important, listen very carefully. Increment, plus plus is called increment operator, minus minus is called decrement operator. Okay, guys, so this is not a final notes case. Okay, I will also share some of the documents, PPTs and so on. So once we finish the Java sessions and at the end of the Java sessions, I will give you one PPT presentation and study material, so which contains everything, all the notes, whatever we discussing during the session, everything will be part of that notes, PPTs. But not now, after completion of Java sessions, so that you can see every concept in that notes and document. So that will be very, very useful. So don't think this is the final but okay. Right. So now let us see how to use increment and decrement. So plus plus is called increment operator, minus minus is called decrement operator. Plus plus is called increment operator, minus minus is called decrement operator. First let us discuss about plus plus, increment operator, how to use increment operator. And let us create new class. I will name it as increment operator. Take in main method. So in this, just observe how we can use increment operator first. So here, plus plus is basically for us increment operator. Plus plus is called increment operator. Okay. Suppose I am taking one variable here, int a equal to 10. A is an integer variable which is having 10. Now, if I print the a value, simply I can say a. In the print statement, I can print a. So, obviously, this will print the value of a, which is 10. Perfect. Now, after printing this a value, I want to increase the a value by 1. I want to increase the a value by 1. So, normally, how I will write an expression? If I want to increase the a value by 1, initial value is 10. Now, I want to add plus 1. So normally how we can create without using increment or nothing, just normal expression. A equal to a plus 1. This is a normal expression. No, I'm not asking to assign the data. If you say a equal to 11, this is also correct. But what you are doing here is the old value is replacing with the new value. 10 is already gone. Now a becomes 11. I'm not asking to assign the new value. I'm asking to increase the existing value. That means a plus 1. When I say a plus 1, what will happen? What is the current value of a? 10. 10 plus 1 is what? 11. That 11 will be assigned to the a again. Previously a value is 10, now a value becomes 11. So when you print this a value one more time, this time it will give you 11. Right? This is how we can increment value by 1. We can simply say a equal to a plus 4. So a current value of a is 10. 10 plus 1, 11. 11 is the new value. That again reassigning to the same variable. Whatever variable we are using here, after adding 1, we are reassigning the result into the same variable. So initially a value is a 10. After adding by 1, it becomes 11. So this is a normal way we can increment a value for a variable. Instead of writing this variable 2 times, you can say a equal to a plus 1, right? You can simply write one single statement, which is a plus plus. So I can simply say a plus plus. I can say a plus plus. That's it. This is exactly equal to a plus 1. I commented the statement. A plus plus is exactly equal to a plus 1. So whenever you want to increase a value by 1, you can simply use plus plus operator. So when I execute this time also you will get the same thing. Now we can say 11. So a plus plus means it is incremented a value by 1. So when I print a value after a plus plus, you will get 11. So this is exactly equal to a plus 1. This is a shortcut. In Java, it is supported increment operators. Instead of writing the entire expression, we can simply write a plus plus. Okay. Plus plus is an increment operator which we can use to increment the value by 1. Now, in increment operator, we have two different aspects. One is pre-increment, other one is post-increment. Pre-increment and post-increment. Just observe this. So this is one case. This is one example, case 1. We can call it as a case 1. Instead of a equal to a plus 1, I am directly using a plus plus, so which is also incremented value by 1 and this got printed. Now, let me show you another case. Let's comment this. Just observe this. In interval perspective, these are most important. Just observe this. Case 2. Here, again I am taking same variable, int a equal to 10. Int a equal to 10. A plus plus. So a plus plus, this will increase a value by 1. Right? A value becomes 11. Now, I will store that result in another variable. Let's take one more variable like this. So a equal to 10, a plus plus will become 11, and that I am storing into result. After that, I am printing the result value. Is this clear or not? Is it valid or not? Can we do like this? A plus plus will increment the a value by 1. Right? 11. It becomes 11. That I am going to store in a variable, and that I am going to print. So what is the value I am expecting here? What's the output of this statement? What is the output of this statement? 11, right? So when I run this code, just see, it is still 10. It is still 10. Why is this so? What happened here? So when incrementing this value a plus plus, it should become 11, right? So the 11 should be assigned to the result and it should get 11 here. But instead of 11, still we are getting 10 only. But when I use this a plus plus in the previous case, here we are getting the incremented value. So here we got a 10 and after incrementation we got 11. But what is the difference you have noticed here? Previous case and current case. In the previous case, after incrementation, we are directly printing the a value. But in this case, after incrementation, we are storing the incremented value in the variable and then we are printing the variable. That's only one difference you can notice. But still, it should print 11. But why it is printing 10? So normally what happens is, even though it is got printed 10, whether it is incremented or not, first of all, if you look at the result, it seems it is not incremented, right? But it is incremented. A value is got incremented. Even though we are not getting here, still it is incremented. But why we are not getting the incremented value? So there is a reason for that. So whenever you are storing the incremented value in a variable, what exactly happening here is, what is the current value of A? 10, right? So the 10 will assign to the result first. After assignment, incrementation will happen. So after assignment, incrementation will happen. Okay. So assignment is happened. So result value becomes what? 10. After assignment, then incrementation is happened. So the result value still it is 10 only. Why? Because A value is directly assigned to the result. After assignment, then incrementation is happened. How do you know incrementation is happened or not? You can directly print a value. Then you will know exactly whether incrementation is happened or not. So if I print a value, obviously you will get 11. You will get 11. Incremented, right? By saying the statement, we understood a value is incremented. But why it is not printed here? Because the way of execution is totally different. So how it is got executing this expression? When I store this value in a variable, first the a value directly assigned to the variable. After assignment, then incrementation is happened. So after assignment, if I print result, still we are getting 10 here. And if I print a value, here we are getting 11. So this type of expression is called post-increment. Post-increment. Post-increment means what? First assignment will happen, then incrementation is happen. Post-increment. So first assignment is happen, then incrementation is happen. That is the reason still we are getting result value as 10. So is this clear, everyone? So why we are getting the same value again after incrementation? Okay, so this is called post-incrementation. This is called post-increment operator or post-incrementation. Post-increment operator. Okay, now let me show you another case. I hope this case is very clear to everyone. So when I say A++, what is happening? First, the A value is directly assigned to the result, and after that it is incrementing. So result value still remains at 10 only, right? So now let me show you the same expression. Let us see case 3. Okay, let me comment this. Right, so case 3. Now just observe this. In the case 3, again I am taking the same variable. Instead of A++, I will do plus A. I am just keeping those plus before the variable. So result equal to plus A. Result equal to plus A. Now just try to remove this. Now what is an output of these results? What is an output you are expecting here? 10 or 11? So instead of A++, I have written plus A. So plus A is called pre-increment operator. So this is called pre-increment. Pre-increment. When I use plus operator after the variable, which is called post-increment, when I use plus operator before the variable, we can call it as a pre-increment. So this time, when you run this code, you will get a result 11. So even though if you print the value of A directly, you can just see the value still 11. So for both we are getting the 11. So how it is getting 11 here? How the expression is executing? So what is the difference between post-increment and pre-increment? Both are incrementation operators, but what is the major difference? In the pre-increment, what is happening? First it will increment the value, after that assignment will happen. In the post-increment, first the assignment will happen, after that incrementation will happen. But in a pre-increment, first the incrementation will happen, after that assignment will happen. So accordingly, if I look at here, first the plus A means it is already incremented, becomes 11. Now 11 is assigned to the result. So when I print the result, we got the 11. And again, A is already incremented. So when I print the A value also, we will get the same, the result. Okay. So this is a major difference between post-increment and then pre-increment. Both are increment operators. In both the cases, when I say A++ or plus A, both the cases, the value will be incremented by 1. But when you store the result in another variable, there is a difference in the pre-increment and post-increment. Okay, so in the pre-increment, in the post-increment, first the variable value will directly assign to the variable, then incrementation will happen. In the pre-increment, first the incrementation will happen, and after that assignment will happen. So that's the reason we are getting the right value here. But here, first the value directly assigned to the variable, we are getting result value still 10. So everyone is understood this, please confirm in the chat window. Increment operator, post-increment, pre-increment. Post-increment, pre-increment operators. Okay? Now, the same thing is applicable for decrement operator also. Minus. If you want to decrease the value by 1, then we use decrement operator. So plus is for incrementing value by 1. Minus is for decrementing the value by 1. Okay? Let's see one more example for decrement operator. Let me close this. So let's create a new class. I'll name it as decrement operator. Take main method is a fix. So same cases, again we will see. The first case is normal. Let me take variable int A equal to 10. Okay, so normally if you want to decrease the value by 1, so what you will do? A equal to A minus 1. This is a normal expression. So system.out.println, if I print A value, what is an output of this statement? A equal to A minus 1. So current value of A is what? 10. 10 minus 1, 9. So 9 again reassigned to the A. Now the current value of A is what? 9. So this is a normal expression. We got a 9. Same thing we can write by using minus minus. You can say A minus minus. So this is exactly the same as A equal to A minus 1. So when you run this will give you same value, 9. So this is normal case. Now we will see decrement, pre-decrement and post-decrement. So we are not increasing the value here. We are trying to decrease the value. Okay, A minus minus means it will decrease the value by 1. So it becomes 9. Initial A value 10, now it becomes 9. So this is a normal way we can do. Now let's see the pre-decrement and post-decrement, or post-decrement and pre-decrement. Just observe this, same. A equal to, int A equal to, let's make 100. Okay, now I can say if A minus minus, and that I can store in a result. A minus minus, the result I will store in a result variable, and then I am printing the result value here. And after that I am trying to print A value also. Now tell me the output of the first statement and second statement. 100 or 99, which one you will get here? When I print result, you will still get 100. Here 99. So how? Because it is a post-decrement. The post-decrement means what? What is a post-decrement? The post-decrement was first the value will assign to the variable and then decrementation will happen. So what is the current value of A? 100. So 100 will assign to the result. So here we got 100. After assigning, then decrementation is happen. Now A becomes 99. So when I print A value, you will get a 99. So same formula is also applicable here. So this is post-decrement. First assignment happen and then decrementation happen. So 190. And now we'll see the pre-decrement. Another case. So just commenting this. Now case 3. Same thing, but instead of A minus minus, I can say minus minus again. Minus minus, so pre-decrement. Now tell me the output of this. First statement and second statement. So now first statement obviously 19 and second one is also 19. Because first it will decrement happens, and once it is decremented, then assignment will happen. This is called pre-decrement. Pre-decrement. And here this is post-decrement. Okay, so now we got both 99. So this is called increment and decrement operators. Plus plus, minus minus. Again in the plus plus we have a post-decrement and a pre-decrement. In minus minus, post-increment and pre-increment. In minus minus we have a post-decrement and a pre-decrement. Okay, so clear everyone? Increment and decrement operators.